up, everybody? Brother Christopher once again with the heads, not the tails. Back in 2016, I had a vision that an angel showed me Louisiana underwater, and the angel said it would be indefinitely. Well, just saw a news clip here of Tropical Storm Cristobal brewing in the Gulf of Mexico and getting ready to make its way towards Louisiana.
The latest with Chief Meteorologist Chris Reckland.
Again, everything is kind of a possible or maybe or not exactly certain, as this storm has been very, very complex. It is now over land, winds still at 45 miles an hour, but the motion is stationary, which bad news for the folks in Mexico because this is a heavy rain event, but good news for us because the longer it stays on land, the better, because the weaker it'll be by the time it does start lifting northward, if that happens. And also, we're going to see a lot of that circulation get disrupted, maybe dissipate completely. That's not looking very likely, but that is always a possibility. A lot of the convection still trying to fire up, but you start to see more of the storms developing away from the center and not exactly right near the center. So it is weakening, and those winds will continue to come down in later advisories. But what's interesting from what the Hurricane Center has issued in their new track, again, the track really has not changed at all. It's the intensities. One part of the track that did change, though, is that it looks like the Hurricane Center is thinking it's going to stay over land longer. And I was talking about this earlier, that it could stay over the Yucatan far longer, which keeps it over land longer, which again keeps it weak and keeps kind of disrupting that circulation. But by the time it does get out over open water, the window of opportunity for it to rapidly strengthen is not all that great. And the Gulf of Mexico, by the way, is a very hostile environment for rapid intensification. That's why it is not likely to do that, and why the Hurricane Center decreased the winds to 60 miles an hour at landfall. Earlier computer model runs and earlier forecasts from the Hurricane Center had it stronger. 65 was their forecast right at about landfall. Now they have come down on that. Again, the track about the same, which is why I like showing the center line. Not that you want to necessarily focus right in on that, but it gives you an idea of whether or not the Hurricane Center is thinking west or east. And basically what they're thinking is, let's just keep going down that center line. And what they're doing is they're basically splitting the difference of the computer models, keeping it over land. We're starting to see a little bit more of a cluster of the models staying over land, over the Yucatan longer, beginning that trek. And again, you kind of look at the consensus right around Vermilion Bay in central Louisiana. And again, timing is probably going to be sometime on late Sunday evening. Computer model, the Euro has a broad circulation, so again, not as well defined by the time we get into tomorrow and early Friday morning. Beginning to move northward, you'll start to see some more organization, and we'll likely start to see some of the more tropical rainfall by late Saturday or early Sunday. Also those stronger winds. Again, winds coming out of the southeast, piling up the water, so some coastal flooding. Not only that, but also in the lake. That will start to rise lake water as well. In terms of when we could start to see some of those tropical storm force winds across parts of Louisiana, don't think we're really going to see it in southeast Louisiana. If you're going to see it, it's going to be right around the center of the storm, possibly by Sunday midday. So 48 hours prior to that is when a tropical storm watch would be issued. So we may see a tropical storm watch issued sometime on Friday morning or midday. Again, 48 hours before we would see tropical storm force conditions here. Upper trough is going to continue to dig south. That will eventually start drawing the moisture and Cristobal northward. As it moves northward, the upper high may not influence the steering a great deal, although the models continue to go kind of once inland, then kind of jogging to the west before moving back northward. And one of the big players in this forecast is still going to be the dry air. Here's Cristobal, there's the Yucatan right here. Very dry air across the Gulf of Mexico, and notice our computer model is not really doing a good job of initializing correctly. But once it starts to get that circulation better organized, it will begin to draw that dry air on the southern and then eastern side, and that drier air begins getting fed into the center of the storm, which helps to weaken it and disrupt that circulation. And that also kind of plays a huge role in where we would see some of the heaviest rainfall. But rainfall still looks to be our primary threat. And this is a rough estimate, but at the moment going with 10 plus inches possible unless something dramatic changes. But again, exactly where some of those heavier bands of rain is still anyone's guess at this time. Rain chances over the next couple of days, we'll see some downpours at times, 40 to 50%. Most of our rain coverage from the storm will be on Sunday and Monday, beginning to taper off on Tuesday, but by Tuesday and Wednesday, we begin to return to more of a normal summertime pattern.
Now, of course, y'all know my name is Brother Christopher, and Cristobal means Christopher in Spanish, but it also means Christ bearer. Thanks to my brother David, he put me in on that. Anyways, I'm not saying this is it. I'm not saying that this is the storm that's gonna bring Louisiana underwater. That's my dog China chewing a bone behind me. She's got it down to a nub about that big. But anyway, I'm not saying that this storm is gonna be it, but I am saying it's 2020, the year that many visions will become clear or transparent or perfected in many ways, many visions. So I want you to watch this clip that I made April 18th, 2016 of a vision that I had. So I just woke up, wanted to record this vision or dream while I still had it in my mind. So that's what I did. And then also I'd like to mention that the historic Hurricane Harvey hit 4 months later after I had this vision, after I posted the video. But Harvey didn't put Louisiana underwater indefinitely. So I've been watching every hurricane season. I've been watching just to see which one will do it, you know. And I'm not saying that it might not ever happen, but when the Lord shows me something, he shows me for a reason. So I'm here to warn everybody, just keep your eye out for this thing. So check out this video. God bless. Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Brother Christopher here once again and stuff. I had another vision the other night, and I thought I would share with you. You know, I had this vision. Well, it started off pretty much as a dream, you know, and in my dream, it seemed I was running from war, and you know, most of my dreams be about war and stuff, y'all. But I was having a dream that I was running from people most of the night. But right at the very end of my dreams that I was having, I seem to have been accompanied by an angel, and he was showing me water, a whole bunch of water that covered a town, and he told me this, and that this is what I think I heard. I know I heard this, but said, "This is Louisiana, and it will be underwater indefinitely." And I looked, but and when he said it like indefinitely, like, you know what I mean, it was weird. He said, "This is Louisiana," and as I was looking at what he was showing me, it was like I went underwater with him, and we were looking at like a town with debris floating around, like we were underwater, looking underwater from that view. So like and telepathically it was like he said, "And it will be under indefinitely." And then I woke right up, and then I posted a picture, I posted a post on Facebook saying I just woke up from a dream. that an angel showed me Louisiana all the way underwater. And when I woke up, I was like, I thought I heard Louisiana somewhere had another big flood going on, but this is bigger than that. The angel said indefinitely, like as if that whole little section of the U.S. is going to be underwater. Now, today I just saw the news that Houston had a big old flood, and they said it's going to get worse if it keeps raining. Now, I know it's kind of down there in that area, the Gulf of Mexico area, I guess. I'm not positive, but yeah, it's down there somewhere. But I just want y'all to be aware and stuff that, the angel came and visited me and told me Louisiana will be underwater indefinitely. And, I've seen a lot of visions and things, and a lot of things that came true. All I can say is, please stay close to Jesus. Please find your way to Him. If you don't know Him, better ask somebody. Get down on your knees and ask God Himself to forgive you, and ask Jesus to come and be your Savior. But I'm not really here to preach to you. I'm here to reach to you. I figured that God wanted me to tell you what I saw, and that's what I saw. So, God bless everybody out there. Remember, you're the heads, not the tails. If God could use me, He could use you too. Amen.